Paytm T20 series between India and Sri Lanka. And we are at this wonderful cricket ground, the MCA Stadium here in Pune, just about 150 kilometers away from Mumbai. So a lot of Mumbai supporters as well coming here and enjoying this finale of this Paytm T20 series. India one up. Well, weather at this time around India is around this range. It's comfortable, hazy moonlight. Now that's interesting when you look at the weather forecast. That's what you'll get. Humidity almost negligible. A very excited crowd. They were all lining up, queuing up to get in. And as always, you see a lot of Indian fans getting in early to watch the players warm up. They have a look at the toss, what happens there, get a few autographs of players. Most of them, as you would expect, in blue and warming themselves winning their flags. The toss happened a little while earlier. Lasith Malinga winning the toss, and Sri Lanka chose to bowl. And it's a very good evening to Mahela Jayawardena and with him Lakshman Sivaramakrishnan.
Well, India will be tested. They've been magnificent chasing. They made a few changes. Good to see Sanju Samson getting an opportunity. Manish Pandey as well. And Chahal will be tested against the left-handed batsman. So India willing to experiment, give enough opportunities for some of the youngsters to see how they go about at the international level. Shikhar Dhawan, steady innings last time around, but KL Rahul is being in sensational form.
Evening, Sanjay. It's for Sri Lanka, obviously, few changes. I think everyone was predicting that Angelo Matthews should come into that lineup. I like him batting at 2. Hopefully that's the scenario for Sri Lanka, but the top order needs to get some runs. They need to bat longer. They keep into the same combinations, and they're bringing the second spinner in as well, Lakshan Sandakan, for the injury of Isrudana. I think the wicket will suit him. It's a bigger ground. So the 2 wrist spinners, I feel that, they have more options. I think Lasith Malinga, the captain, will want a bit more from the youngsters. Yes, they're inexperienced, but they need to lift their game up against this formidable Indian attack.
Just very glad that Sri Lanka is sticking to their strength, which has always been spin and not orthodox, freakish kind of talented spinners. Good to see a couple of them playing today through wrist spinners. Cool weather conditions and the Pune crowd waiting for the game to start. The first match was a washout. Second game, well, India won it, and there was some spectacular batting to see along with some good bowling as well. India winning that one by 7 wickets, so the only thing that Sri Lanka can do is level the series. Yeah, as I said, spectacular batting, but the bowling overshadowed the batting as well.
Yes, one of those bowlers was Navdeep Sahni. I think he was brilliant. Everyone impressed with his pace, but the execution for me, was the best. I think the short balls, the Yorkers, with the lines he bowled, whenever the Sri Lankan batsman was taking room, he followed them. He didn't give them the width, because when you're bowling quick, when you give them width, it's quite easy to hit. If you see the bowling map, is very straight, especially against left-handers. He kept that straight line. They had a plan. They bowled length, they bowled short. They didn't go that area where they could actually line them up, but they went fuller, and more than 68% is at 140 plus. So that really troubled the Sri Lanka. So very impressed with it.
Shardul Thakur also played an important part towards the end, picking up 3 wickets in 1 over. And the lengths that he bowled in the different variety. The knuckle ball coming into play. And then the short ball to follow the batsman. So the variations coming into play for Shardul Thakur in terms of length, and also mixed his pace quite beautifully. Stock delivery in yellow between 130 and 140, just occasionally getting past 140, but you can see a few green dots as well between 120 and 130, and a couple of knuckleballs below 120. So the length is different and the pace is different, will keep the batsman guessing.
And like he does, favors the short of length and the short ball. That's his sort of comfort zone, to be in that kind of a length. Yeah, nice discussion in the last game with Deep Das Gupta about the pecking order of the Indian seam bowlers. And here's a long list of Indian seamers. Now, these are golden days of Indian cricket with seam bowling. Since Jan 2018, look at the number of seam bowlers that have played for India.
Well, I think they've done really well, especially in the IPL. The domestic cricket has been a founding stone for all these young guys who have come through, got experience bowling against, international cricketers. And they've performed. I mean, whenever they get an opportunity, they do perform. But the top 3, 4, 5 guys, it shows the quality, the variety that they have, the pace, the swing. So it's amazing that India have so much to pick from. So it's good competition. It's healthy competition for them as well.
And almost at the bottom is Mohammad Shami with just one game, so he'll feature in the top 4 for sure. You get the impression bowling for there might be something there in this pitch. There was one match that was played here. Dhoni was the captain and the ball was swinging all over the place, and he said it was like you're batting in England. He wasn't very happy with the condition, but this is one of the best pitches that I have seen at Pune, so it all looks good at the moment. So we're all set up. Virat Kohli said it's a good thing sometimes to lose the toss and do something that you're not obviously going to do. India will be batting first.
They'll need a big score, looking at the conditions here. All in favour of the batsman. KL Rahul in very, very good form, and Shikhar Dhawan has to get some runs at a good strike rate.
Yeah, I think batting first is not a bad thing. I think he wanted to bat first as well in a 2-match series to do something different. It'll be a different challenge. Still has to put runs on the board. It'll be a good challenge for the bowlers to defend as well. But it'll be interesting to see Sri Lanka's options. Are they going to use spin in the power plays? Because obviously they've got 2 wrist spinners. Angelo Matthews, he's been bowling with whether they throw the ball to him early doors to swing the ball, because they have only 2 out-and-out quicks. So Angelo Matthews will be an option.
I would think maybe at least 1 over in the first 6 for Angelo Matthews, because Shikhar Dhawan liked the ball coming onto the bat. Rahul as well. He's got a phenomenal record at the moment. KL Rahul, 37 matches, strike rate 146.2. His partner under some pressure to get runs on the board. Let's also get that strike rate up. Angelo Matthews is playing today.
Angelo's been very successful with the new ball, especially for Sri Lanka. But it's Lasith Malinga, the Sri Lankan captain. He usually likes to swing the ball up front. The tag got a slip. With the wind, probably a little bit of swing as well.
Good idea to have a slip, not just as a token fielder to send a message to the opposition. On this pitch, you tend to get some movement of the surface. Yeah, this is when the crowd joins in. They've come in 2 hours before the first ball is bowled. But they're waiting for this moment. And here we go. This is the final match. 3-match series has just come down to 2. India 1-0 up. There's Malinga. Great start. Good line. Some swing as well.
A controlled delivery from Lasith Malinga. Just trying to gauge the length. See whether there's enough swing. Great competitor. It's been brilliant for Sri Lanka for so many years. Leading the team. Got a lot of responsibility with a lot of youngsters around him. But it's a time for Sri Lanka to really put something on the board.
Found the fielder. Good call from Dhawan. Actually good for Sri Lanka that they're chasing Never easy for a team that is slightly weak on the batting front to bat first and set a target, especially against a batting opposition like India.
Yeah, they have the 7 batsmen as well. Sandakan was a bit lucky. He slipped before the ball came to him, but managed to get a hand on that. Yeah, I mean, they have 7 batsmen, so obviously it's set up for them to chase. But it depends, what kind of a total are you chasing? I mean, you don't want to be chasing a score, well, lower par score, but something in that region would be very good for Sri Lanka. They've chased well in the past. I think the modern day T20 teams always like to chase. They like to know what they're doing and they can take that risk.
Coming round the wicket. Bonus runs for India. Wide. Interesting looking at India's playing 11 as well, Shiva. If you remember when we were in Trivandrum against West Indies, Virat Kohli came out obviously before the game, got a huge cheer. But this man got a bigger cheer, a louder cheer from the crowd when he walked onto the field just to warm up. And I can just imagine people in Trivandrum delighted with this, because we'll see Sanju Samson playing today. Rishabh Pant has been left out. And he's donning the India colours after 4.5 years. Manish Pandey playing too. Chahal is back.
Plenty of talent in the Indian dressing room, so it's about giving opportunities. Somebody like a Manish Pandey, Sanju Samson. Chahal is very experienced, of course. See there's Sanju Samson. Big opportunity for him. He's got to grab it with both hands. Manish Pandey in fantastic form in domestic cricket. And the leg spinner Chahal will be tested against the left-handed batsman. Look to bowl a lot of googlies against the left-handed batsman.
We'll get used to it, Mahela. When Shiva is looking at spinners, he'll always mention the leg spinner first and then the off spinner. Something that you'll get used to. Be interesting to see what number Sanju Samson bats. All his good scores have come at number 1, 2 and 3. Not quite a number 4, 5, 6. So we'll see whether Virat Kohli once again makes a sacrifice and pushes it up at number 3.
The way the mannerisms are, I mean, usually Virat is with his helmet on if he's batting at 3, so he's not on the back seat, so I'm pretty sure it is Sanju. It's good that if you're given an opportunity, you give an opportunity so the guy can make an impact as well. So I think they're doing the right thing. And it'll be an exciting time for Sanju Samson. I think he's a very talented cricketer, and all the best for him today.
Excellent. This is a huge improvement area with Shikhar Dhawan. He's mistimed a shot, but always aware of a possibility of a single.
A new plan as well from Lasith Malinga coming around the wicket to him, trying to cramp him up a bit more. But yeah, I mean, the busy players, I think Shikhars always have been like that, always trying to rotate strike, whenever the loose ball is, he'll punish that. But even if you're not playing well, if you're rotating strike, getting singles, you're always in the game. So I think that's a good attitude to have.
And also, you don't want to be playing too many dot balls. What Sri Lanka did in the last game was playing too many dot balls. But there's an opportunity for a single, just grab it.
Flip has been taken off. Good over so far, just 5 runs, which includes the wide. And that good over has been spoiled somewhat. Huge scoring area for Rahul. That behind square on the offside is 9 for no wicket.
It gets into terrific positions. Very steady when the ball's being delivered, then finds just a small margin of error from Lasith Malinga. And using the depth of the crease, opening the face of the bat beautifully. KL Rahul.
And here's Angelo Matthews. I think it's the right move. Likes to swing the ball up front with the new ball. Good to see him back bowling. He has his injuries over the years. Always a handy player to have who can bat in the top 5, who can give you a few overs, a lot of experience.
So happy to see Angelo Matthews fitter and ready to bowl as well. An amazingly talented cricketer. Excellent record at the test level with the bat. And of course some remarkable performances in white ball cricket. Great chaser as well under pressure. Now, Mahela, there was a time when there was some focus on his fitness. There was a tough time that he went through. But good to see him work on his fitness and now become the all-rounder, Angelo Matthews.
I mean, he was always an all-rounder when he came into the side. But yes, he had his fitness issues. He had quite a few injuries. But he looks leaner, he looks meaner. I think he has something to prove. A lot of workout pictures in his Instagram post. So, yes.
That's what you get with Angelo Matthews. No pace at all. He stepped out, but just no power in the shot.
I think you feel for Malinga. I don't think it was a bad ball. I think it's just the quality of the player. Just the hands coming through, using the pace. Just hitting those gaps. I think it's a very strong scoring place for KL Rahul, that point area. I think against West Indies, they had 2 fielders there.
Oh, that has to be a drop catch. You see the fielder jumping in the air. That is because of misjudgment more than anything.
Angelo is disappointed. That was a great opportunity for Sri Lanka. I think he came running in, misjudged the catch completely. Bad miss for Sri Lanka. Would have loved to take that first opportunity. Early wickets always helped.
What was worse, it went to the boundary as well. Should have been out, Shikhar Dhawan. Want to go outside Rostam because that's his area of strength. Bowls a pad line. He's a long way inside the boundary cushions. Bad miss this.
Culprit is Dasun Chanaka. He's generally a very good fielder. Good boundary rider, tall fielder. I'm sure he'll be very disappointed.
He wasn't actually stationed right on the boundary, so he was supposed to be a few meters inside. But the moment the ball was hit, and that cardinal mistake of judging too early and rushing in. Just got to pause for a moment. Gauge the power in the shot. Lovely. Absolutely gorgeous. This is what we saw in Indore. He's repeating that in Pune. What a shot this is.
For a moment it looked like highlights from the last game. But this is why KL Rahul is in such great form. Just uses the pace, just knows exactly where the fielders are. Doing everything with the hands, making sure that he's not hitting at the fielders, which is the most important thing, especially in the power play.
Well, he didn't have pace to play with. There's a little bit of a flourish with the bat. Since 2016, cover drive has done him well, and the pull as well. It's through again. Just opens the face of the bat to get it. Expensive over. 22 for no loss.
You know, what's amazing is this is a guy who's bowling at 120 kilometers per hour, so there's no pace, and to play this kind of a shot on the up and to hit a boundary, not easy. What's more, he had to pierce the gap as well. 4 fielders on the offside.
The important thing for Sri Lanka is drop catch, few boundaries off the last 2 balls. They just cannot get their heads down. Just have to, the senior group have to lift the game. I think in patches they were good, but they cannot let their heads down. I think, you know, the drop catch will be an issue for them. But Lasith Malinga, Angelo Matthews, Kusal Pera, the seniors have to lift everyone up.
Early signs of Shikhar Dhawan starting his innings differently. I think he's focusing a lot on getting a flying start. Last game he had the option of just taking it slow because there was a target they had to chase, but it's something that he's aware of. That he's got to have a better strike rate, especially in the first 6 overs. Just hovering around 100. There again, trying to hit a boundary. Misses it. Hits the pad.
Yeah, this is the difference between Shikhar Dhawan and KL Rahul. See how easy it is for him. Just hitting gaps. Using the pace. But Shikhar is finding it difficult. That's the partnership. Sometimes, you know, when you haven't spent time out there in the middle.
Played. It's a single, gets Rahul on strike.